Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here is your attribute upgrade video you have been asking for. Just pause it wherever you want. You will see all the attributes that have been increased, all the signature skills I got, all the personality trait badges that I have. And if you want, you can pause here to see what jump shot we use. I remember I was saying to some people in the comment section, they were asking what jump shot I used it, and I think I gave them the wrong jump shot. I do use release 57, but the shot base is no longer David Robinson, it is shot base 4, so I apologize on that. You seen it earlier on. We are on a 42 game win streak, and as soon as we jump into this game, I know we passed it, but I just want to mention it. Quick Hall of Fame verification check, because you have to verify Hall of Fame with everybody. Because that's how it is. Nobody believes you if you don't play in Hall of Fame. And, you know, you can't just say it anymore because people won't believe you. That's just what I think anyway. Because I've had that happen in the past so much, I was like, oh, fine, I'll just show it at the beginning of every single video. Thomas Robinson down low, getting me that assist. And we're going up and blocking Roy Hibbert. I was about to say Robert Hibbert, but it's Roy Hibbert. I'm pretty sure it's Roy Hibbert. I'm up. I'm like half asleep. Woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning just because I don't know, I just woke up for some reason. I had a really weird dream. I'll explain that in another video. It was a pretty random dream actually. I'll just quickly explain it right now. I thought I was playing basketball in the jungle, and you know, we had to make a hoop out of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like banana tree leaves. It was something else. I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to go up, make this hoop. And I woke up, I was like, well, that was weird as hell. Oh man, I have the weirdest dreams. As you can see right here, we are on a cold streak. We are not shooting that well at all. So in this game, I'm gonna have to be very team orientated. Although last game for the center, we dropped 120 points, which was something else against the New York Knicks, and that was a tribute to Wilt Chamberlain going up, drawing that foul, getting sent to the line, hopefully trying to warm up, get them easy 2 points. So this game is going to be more team orientated. I'm just here to get them blocks, them rebounds, them assists, and you know, some of them dunks if they're open. Well, that wasn't really an open dunk. We just managed to outbeat Roy Hibbert on the speed run right there, going up and throwing down on him. That should have been a Sprite Slam damn moment of the day. I forgot to add it in. I edited this thing so fast. Edited this thing so fast. Shot fake. And I'm going to go with the post and try and hit that fadeaway. It wasn't working, so I had to just go back up and finish it with a close shot. They count that as a post shot, so I'll count it as a post shot. I'll say that's in the post. Why not? Grab that rebound, running back up court. We're going to give it to Damian Lillard, who's going to try and do his thing. He would have a decent game. He kicks it right back out to us. We hit the backboard and into the basket. Tim Duncan, damn it! And yeah, he'd finish with like 18 points, so that was a pretty decent game for Damian Lillard. Although he does average 16, by the end of the season, I want to try and get him averaging about 20. Of course, LaMarcus 20, and us probably around about roughly 30 points per game, although we're averaging way more than that. And there was something I wanted to talk to you guys about. Like, you guys know I grew up in Kenya, and get out of here, quick block on I think that was Danny Granger. And basically, one of my dad's friends, he's a really close family friend, so I call him my uncle, just out of respect. And you know, I'd say he's like my uncle. He's giving me advice, he's done this for me, done that for me. He's a really close family friend. He's a funny dude, hell of a dude. I think he was trying to tell me how to pick up girls when I was younger. I was like, you know what, I'll try it out. This is me back when I was about 6 or 7. Oh, that was a different story, another show. But yeah, my uncle the other day, he came to visit. He lives down in London now. We used to live in Kenya, and then we all moved out, you know, because that country was just basically going down the drain. And if you see on the news, some things are showing well. Like, I mean, it's a beautiful place, but some places, like some areas in Kenya, and especially in the city I grew up in, Nairobi, have started to go a bit downhill. Like, as of recent, like, it's just, I don't know, man. It's starting to turn bad. Well, not bad, but it's starting to get corrupt a bit. Damian Lillard going up and finishing that basket. But hey, it's just is what it is. That's how it is. But yeah, my uncle came up to visit me, and he actually had a work-related thing here in the city. So he came up, and you know what, we went to the airport, picked him up, and kicked it for a bit. My dad and my uncle were just sitting there chilling, and they were talking about the good old days. That's how when you know you're old and you say, oh, you remember this thing back in the good old days, and you're like, oh shit, here it goes. So I just sat there listening to my uncle and my dad talk, and I was like, damn, that sounded freaking hilarious and amazing. Like the way they were talking about it, I actually got a visual picture of what they were saying. Like I could imagine, because well, my dad grew up in the exact same house we used to live in. Well, how am I trying to describe this? Basically, when my dad was growing up, he had this house, and that was the same house I grew up in for the first 10 years of my life when I was in Kenya. Then we moved here. So it was basically a family home, and of course that area, that neighborhood, that's where he had all his friends as well throughout the city as well. But yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Basically, my uncle used to live about a couple of houses down the lane. You know, they used to kick it, they used to have fun, they used to do all this, well, random type of stuff. And he was just talking about all this like crazy things he used to do as a kid. I was like, damn, that sounded hilarious, and I can imagine it. Like, there was a day that I remember my dad was saying, remember the time we went into the cinema and we took those little tiny stink bombs? I don't know if you guys remember those. They're like tiny, about an inch big. It's like a small round glass, and it's a stink bomb. It was glass back in the day, according to them. So what they would do is they would just split up. They'd go into the cinema, take one side of the cinema screening room and the other side, and just drop the stink bombs, crack it, then dash out of there. And just go to the management and say, yo man, that place is stinking. This is back when they were about, I think it was 11 or 12 or 13. They were just really random as hell. It was just, oh, it was funny as heck when they were just talking about it. And they were just talking about other stuff like, oh, remember the time we used to play football, and cricket was a huge thing back over there. So they used to play that a lot. They used to organize this stuff, and they used to talk about, oh, remember the time when I fought him? And my dad, I realized my dad was a pretty violent man. Damn, I never knew that. He was always wanting to get into fights and stuff. It's like, shit. But hey, it is what it is, and it kind of does show sometimes when he gets angry at me. When I was younger, I was like, oh shit, he's about to kick my ass. Oh my goodness, did you see that block? It was monstrous. But yeah, when basically when my uncle was over as well, just the other day, we just sat and we talked about literally everything and anything. And he was just discussing like the whole world with me. He was just like, this is how the world is, this is how it works. And he was just going in depth with all this analysis and just saying, oh, this is what might happen in the future, this is what might happen right now, this is what happened in the past, this, that, this, that. He was just explaining everything. We talked about literally like how the world is run, this, that, and the other. It was something else. And you know, I learned a lot of knowledge was passed on to me that day. So I was like, damn, he dropped the knowledge. That's like Common would say. I think it was Common that said that. Drop the knowledge. That was a really bad beatbox disc scratch right there. But you know, I'm trying to get what the drift. You're trying to get what my drift is. You're trying to get what I'm saying here. Basically, he dropped some knowledge on me. Some Lupe Fiasco, Common Sense, the rapper, type of knowledge. It was insane. I was like, damn. I learned a lot from my elders that day. And you know, it took me 22 years, but nonetheless, I admit it. You gotta just listen to your elders. And I think the reason I paid more attention to that was, if you're like me, sometimes when somebody's talking, and I don't mean this to be disrespectful, but you know, you're just on your phone. Although you can multitask, you can hear what they're saying, but you're not fully concentrating. You're like, yeah, you know, that's cool. I do that sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually pretty bad. I should really stop it. But if you put down the phone and just listen to them, I was like, damn. I picked up so much that day, giving to Thomas Robinson, going in, finishing that basket, and that's almost the end of the game. But yeah, it was something else, guys. So the moral of this story is just, you know, listen to your elders, whether it be your mom, your dad, your uncle, your aunt, older cousin, older friend. Like, you know, I got some friends who were like 30 plus. I'm only 22. And you know, they give me some really good advice at times. I'm like, damn. So just keep that in mind. That's all I wanted to really say. This video turned out to be something completely else than I actually wanted it to be. I wanted to talk a bit more about the game, but hey, probably next video. And this is basically the end of the video right now. Kicking in Roy Hibbert. Get out of here. Grab that rebound. Oh, we couldn't get that rebound. Matthews out rebounded us. Damn. Kick it in, Thomas Robinson. He would finish with 35 points, which is ridiculous. Imagine if LaMarcus Aldridge wasn't injured, he still got that, I think it's a sprained ankle. Yeah, he's got a sprained ankle, I'm pretty sure. But imagine if he wasn't injured, he would have finished with 35 points, because whatever Thomas Robinson was doing, LaMarcus Aldridge would have done either way. Because some points I was getting doubled, some points I used to draw the defense off of him, and he'd get straight cut to the basket. That is the end of the game. We get sent to the free throw line for a couple more free throws. We kind of had a bit of a hot game towards the end of the game. That's the correct term to say. Finished with 44 points, 15 rebounds, 15 assists, and I think 18 blocks. And that's the end of the game right there. We come through with the victory. If you guys enjoyed this video, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. I'm on Facebook and Twitter. You will always find my videos there. I'm on Instagram and Vine. Until next time, peace to you.